being featured by also the Standard on that. Then 29 rally drivers in the Safari Showdown. We know that the Safari rally is starting today, actually, today on Thursday, going throughout the weekend. This is the Safari Rally weekend. But let us not forget the main reason, or the main reason for the season, that is the death of Christ. Now, at the back of the Standard, the sports, of course, it is the Safari Rally, Kenya, Thursday 28th to Sunday 31st of March 2024. Preparations, fans are already arriving at Loldia in Naivasha since yesterday in preparation for the Safari Rally tournament happening this weekend. That is what is making headlines in the sports page of the Standard. Now we go to the Nation, or the Daily Nation. The Daily Nation kicks off with a nation of bribes. Now the system is deeply corrupted and stinks to the high heavens. That is what the Nation newspaper has for us. Now there's no free government service in Kenya. Everything has a price. And according to the 2023 National Ethics and Corruption Survey, the average size of bribe paid doubled to 11,625 from 6,860 and 65 in the previous year, with the usual suspects, including counties, featuring in the list of shame. Now, Nation has done something different for their front page, public services by average size of bribe paid. The number one public service is one, seeking employment. So for seeking employment, an average of 163,260 Kenyan shillings has been paid. Application for a passport, that can cost you to 74,428. Seeking a police abstract, which should be free, will cost you 20,300 shillings. Obtaining a tender, that's approximately 17,000. Solving land conflict, 12,673 shillings. Power connection or bill payment, 12,006 shillings. Bailing out arrested individuals, that can cost you 11,056. Seeking to transfer a pupil from one school to another, that's 8,000 Kenyan shillings. Seeking a business permit can cost you 7,700 shillings. And seeking police security or protection, something that should be free, is 6,887 for the best services that you can get. Indeed, no money, no services, a sad state of affair right there. We also have a photo here, Susan Waithera, who's 78 years old, after buying subsidized fertilizer from the Nakuru NCPB depot that was on Friday the 6th. Also, state withdraws fake fertilizer amid outrage. Actually, there was a leader who was saying, it is not fair to call it fake fertilizers. That is not fake fertilizer. It is instead, in fact, sand and stones, right? So there's a difference there. Now, dust, mud, rocks, rain, let the Easter Safari blast off. That is also featured right here on the Daily Nation. Also, education, state releases 30 billion to schools and universities. We know that this is answered prayers, especially to the Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, as well as KUPPET, because they had promised to strike had their demands not been met come the second term. Now, finally, at the back, county is free to act against doctors on strike. That is county. That is a directive by the Council of Governors. Now, governors ask striking doctors to resume work as negotiations continue. And these negotiations, according to the Council of Governors, are going to happen at the county level. Now, finally, the Star newspaper, the Star revealed state offices where bribe lords rule. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission reports show Interior, Health and Transport are the most corrupt ministries, and that is where we have most problems. We have problems with the interior security. Why? Because of the frequent attacks we're experiencing, especially in northern Kenya. Have problems with the health sector. That is where the doctors' strike is emanating from. The transport, I cannot mention the number of accidents that have been reported in this few days since the year started. Now, NTSA officials removed registration number plates from impounded motor vehicles during a crackdown on the Nairobi-Mombasa highway yesterday. I do hope that this is going to do something. Kenyans shun cancer tests over costs and fear of diagnosis. Featured on the Star, we also have proceeds of crime, human trafficking, couple to forfeit two high-end cars, and also in agriculture, fake fertilizers. Farmers fear maize yield cold drop over the fake fertilizers going round. Sad, sad, sad. At the back of the sports of the Star, the sports featuring is All Systems Go. Tundo Karan led the WRC2 hunt as Rovampera sets a pace on the warm-up stage. That is a story being done at the back of the Star. It is All Systems Go. I love the quote right here. Vroom, vroom, vroom. It's All Systems Go as focus turns on Easter weekend iconic safari rally. It is all the sports that we have for the next 3 days, today being the first. And that sums up our newspaper review. When we come back, we shall be doing our interview. I have Leah Adams with me. Leah Adams is a nutritionist, has quite a number of titles to her name, and we will be tackling nutrition goals. She's an amazing woman, and I hope the discussion will be as amazing as well. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. Keep it right here on EBN TV. Wherever you're watching us from, once again, this is EBN TV Morning Live. We are here for the third and final part of the Morning Live, which is our interview. We have an amazing guest, a woman who's amazing at what she does. I assure you she's amazing. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, I will allow her to introduce herself. Today we're tackling the topic nutrition goals. And she is the perfect person for this. Welcome.
Thank you, Chibalonza.
So please introduce yourself.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Leah. People call me Leah Adams. Yes, I'm born again, Christian. I'm a nutritionist by profession. Yes, today we are tackling nutrition goals. I'm also an M&D expert. I've done a master's in public health, monitoring and evaluation. And I'm also a health researcher. I participated in so many health research, and that is my area of expertise. Yeah, thank you for having me in the studio this morning.
Oh my God, I told you guys, I just have the perfect person for you. That's amazing, and congratulations on all your achievements. So let's start by the big questions. What should I understand at home when I hear nutrition? What is nutrition?
Nutrition basically is just how our body obtains and utilizes the nutrients from the foods and the beverages we consume in our body. Yes, so it's about the food digestion, absorption, transportation, yeah, everything that you consume has an impact in our body. So basically that is nutrition.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
So now that we are Christians, some of us as Christians believe that we don't really need anything nutrition based because we are full of the Holy Spirit. He will work things out.
That is very true.
He will work things out miraculously. So from your perspective, I love the fact that you introduced yourself and you said you were born again, and you also said you're a nutritionist. So how can what is the perspective on healthy living for a Christian?
Chibalonza, there's some common phrase, Swahili phrase that as Christians normally we use when we are told that we need to eat healthy, live healthy. We say, mwili mpya tutapewa mbinguni.
Exactly.
And it's not true. If we read the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19, it says our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, and this Holy Spirit is given to us by God, and the Holy Spirit lives in us, and we were bought by a price. So this body is not our own. We are not living just us. It's the Holy Spirit lives in us, and we need to take care of it. And also in the book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 2, it says that, dear friend, I pray that you may prosper in good health, that even as the soul prospers, you also need to prosper in good health. So generally we have so many verses that talk about good health, and how we need to take care of our bodies. And when we say mwili mpya tutapewa mbinguni, I'm so surprised that when we get sick, we run so quick to go to the doctors, and we forget that we need to get the mwili mpya in heaven. So when you get sick, we rush so fast to go to the doctors, but when you are told to live healthy, exercise, take care of your body, we feel, no, we are Christians, we are filled by the Holy Spirit, and God will just take care of us.
All right, and let me ask now, still in that topic of Christianity, is fasting is fasting nutritional? Can fasting compensate?
Yeah, definitely. Fasting is a very good therapy for us. I know people will not talk about it so much because it's a free therapy. No one will charge you for it. But generally how our body is supposed to work, our body is supposed to digest food for 8 hours. So when we take food, the digestion process starts immediately. And we expect this food to get digested for approximately 8 hours. Then after that 8 hours, now the body starts utilizing the food, that the energy now. But what we do, most of the time we eat after every 2 or 3 hours. So what happens the moment we eat any food, and mostly the foods that we eat are so high in sugars, high in carbohydrates, it spikes up our glucose levels. So the insulin levels get so high, the glucose levels in our body get so high. And we also need to note that when we eat after 2-3 hours, the food that we consumed before has not been digested. So what happens, the stomach has to create space for the incoming food. So what happens, the undigested food moves to the small intestine. And now it increases the acidity levels in the small intestine. And now the pancreas has to fight. It has to release some bicarbonates to neutralize the acidity in the small intestines. So if we do this day in, day out, the body gets tired of it. And at some point, the small intestines the walls start getting corroded, and we end up with things like ulcers. And then most of the foods also, because of the excess glucose, the glucose is now deposited in our bodies as fats in different parts of the body, the belly fats, the heart organs, and now we get these chronic diseases, we get weight gains, and we start complaining, but it's just about us, what we do. So fasting is a very good therapy for us, and I would advise maybe we do at most, or minimum, we say 12 hours, 10 hours, and the more we fast, the more our body utilizes the damaged cells, utilizes the fat that are deposited in our body. So these fats now are used to produce energy that we need. Now instead of just using the foods that we consume and let the excess glucose be deposited as fast, we let the body now use the excess fats to give us energy. I know I'm getting so much deep into the interview that we've just started.
Good. No, that's good, because now it helps us understand how exactly our bodies work. Because it's not just okay for us to know eat well and we don't understand what exactly happens within. So now there's nutrition, is there a difference between being nutritious and dieting?
Okay, there's nutrition and there's dietetics. I did foods, nutrition and dietetics. Dietetics is just generally science in managing food and nutrition for good health. Now the bit of it, the science in it is in nutrition. Now nutrition has all these processes, but the diet is just the basics on how to manage the food that we consume. Like I'll tell you, Chiba, you need to take this in the morning, you need to take this during the lunch time, and in the evening you need to do this. But now after consuming this food, now what happens in your body is the nutrition bit of it, the science that we need to understand. Yes.
Is it true, I will just throw this out here, that there are foods, while dieting, there are foods or there's a diet that is good for people based on their blood type?
Blood type, not necessarily. Blood type, not necessarily, but based on agenda, based on activities of the day, based on age, yes. But generally, we need to understand food. There's so much about food that we don't understand. We'll be told that the nutrients that our body needs is carbohydrates, proteins,
And
vitamins. Then now you have the fats and the minerals. But we are not told, like this, we know they are plant proteins, but you're not told that what percentage is the plant protein, what percentage is protein and what percentage is carbohydrate. So basically in plant protein, we have higher percentage of carbohydrates as compared to proteins. But when you take the rice, beans and cabbage, our belief is we've taken a balanced diet.
Yes, see, rice is carbohydrates according to my science teacher. Rice is carbohydrates and beans is proteins and cabbage vitamins.
No, you'll be surprised if I tell you that 80% of that food is carbohydrates. Yes.
Yeah, okay. How?
Because the plant proteins, the larger percentage of plant proteins are carbohydrates. The best source of carbohydrates we find in animal proteins. Yes, there we'll get lean proteins, but in plant proteins, 60-70% of the content is carbohydrate. It's digested, and during the digestion, it ends up as sugar in our body.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm genuinely shocked because I thought like having more plant proteins means I'm having more secure proteins.
No, if you want more secure protein, then go for animal protein and not plant protein. And if you're taking plant protein, I would advise you take it just as you take the plant protein, because there's carbohydrate. You don't need to add carbohydrate in your diet. So you do the plant protein and the vitamins. So just take plant protein and vegetables. That will be a balanced diet, a very balanced diet, as compared to taking plant protein and a carbohydrate and a vegetable. So if you do chapati and dengu and mboga.
So in short, you're just saying, let me just ask, the Kenyan system of eating is just work, because ugali goes with, no, ugali is better. Let me go to rice. Rice, beans, rice, dengu, chapati beans, chapati dengu, chapati kamande. All these foods are plant proteins.
Yeah, they are carbohydrates.
Yeah, carbohydrates.
So what's with the wheat products? These are simple carbohydrates. So they are so high in glycemic index. The moment you consume it, your sugar levels goes up. And what we don't know, there's this condition that is never talked about. It's called insulin resistance. And someone can be insulin resistant for 10-20 years, and they're not aware. And when it blows up, they get the type 2 diabetes, they get other conditions. Because of how we eat food, our sugar levels are always high. So and insulin is a hormone that helps control glucose from the bloodstream. And every time we eat food, the pancreas has to release insulin to help control the insulin. But each and every time we eat this simple carbohydrate, we eat foods that are so high in sugars, our blood sugars are always so high, and the pancreas has to release insulin each and every time. And at times now the body gets tired, the pancreas gets tired, and insulin is like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Now the body starts to resist, the cell starts to resist, because your sugar levels are always very high. That's why I say intermittent fasting, or just fasting generally, helps deal with all these conditions, because the moment you fast, your sugar levels goes low. Your insulin levels goes low. It gives your body time to, and your gut also. It gives your the gut time to relax and cleanse itself and keep your sugar levels low. But the moment you're always eating, your sugar levels are always high. There's also this belief that we need to take breakfast. We are always told, eat breakfast like a king. But the idea is we eat dinner. Most of us eat dinner before we go to bed. And what do we do at night? Nothing. We sleep. So meaning the food that we took at night has not been consumed, has not been used in the body. So it is there, it has been digested, but the energy is still there. And let me tell you, our body is designed in such a way that we have hormones that are always alert.
Yeah.
When it gets 3 a.m., the body knows now this person is almost getting up.
Yeah.
It starts to release hormones called adrenaline that will keep you strong in the morning. And now because you ate at night, your energy levels are high, your sugar levels are high. You have the energy to take you through the day, maybe till mid-morning without taking breakfast. So the moment you wake up and just start taking breakfast, and your sugar level is already up. And what do we take in the morning? It's tea, bread, peanut and jam. All these are bad fats, bad sugars, wheat. And let me tell you, we don't know that the milk tea, the milk that we consume, is simple sugars because these are processed milk. So at the end of the day, 90% of what you consume in the morning is sugar and carbohydrates. So we spend the entire day eating, living sedentary lifestyle, we've not worked out, and always the sugar levels are up. So your insulin is struggling from inside to maintain this, to just maintain the glucose levels.
So if this is one of those interviews you have and you're like, I'm in school, guys. Let me ask.
Yes.
So it's safer that you don't eat at all at night? If you eat at night, don't eat breakfast?
So I would say it's safer to skip breakfast.
Okay.
You eat at night, yes, so that you have energy to take you through the morning. And let me tell you, all these things also start in the mind.
Yeah.
I don't always take breakfast, and I'm always very alert as compared to the days when I used to take breakfast. Because in my mind, I'm always told, you need to take breakfast. They push me to take breakfast. The companies that sell the breakfast foods, these are the wheat products. They say, take breakfast as a king. I need to go to the supermarket, pick the cereals, pick the breads, the cookies, because now they need to market their products. And now in our mind, we are told we have to take breakfast. So it's just in the mind that we need to take it. But ideally, I would say, take your dinner, but don't take it very late. Take your dinner, wake up in the morning, take your warm water, enjoy your day. At 11, 12, you can now have your breakfast. And this breakfast, it will also help you to avoid this wheat product. Yeah, because I don't expect you to take tea at 12. I expect you to take a proper meal. Yeah. Take a proper meal at 12.
Okay.
So long as it's in good portions.
Let's do this. What constitutes a balanced diet? Like, okay, as you answer that, also give us an example of how one can feed during a day. Someone who's not doing something very heavy, maybe someone who works in the office, how their meals for the day can look like.
So thank you for bringing that up. You've put it well that someone who works in an office, who doesn't work so hard. So maybe I want to assume this person doesn't even work out.
Yeah.
And the best they do, I know people now always say, I walk to the office.
Yes.
I walk to the supermarket, and that is a workout for me. Yeah, so as this person doesn't need so much calories as compared to someone who works in the farm, as compared to someone who wakes up in the morning to lift weights. They need more calories because maybe they need to build their muscles, they need energy to take them through the day. So this person, in a normal meal, I'll advise you take very small amount of carbohydrates, sizable amount of proteins, and I would advise animal proteins. And if you do plant protein, then maybe you do a vegetable. And also now you add your vegetable content. And there's also this belief that we need to take a lot of fruits. Yes, fruits is good. But what do we know? When we talk about sugar being bad for our bodies, it doesn't mean added sugar. I know we brag when we take tea without sugar and we say, mimi sinywi sukari. But when digestion happens, digestion digests sugar. And it doesn't define which kind of sugar. So even the fruits that we eat, they're so much high in sugar. So even as you take a fruit, take it in portions.
What?
Yes, you don't take a whole bowl of banana, watermelon, mango. All these fruits are so high in sugar. So when they get into your body, definitely your sugar levels will spike up. So I would advise someone just to take maybe a fruit a day. Yeah, not 3, 4, 5 bananas in a day.
Hey, you are restructuring my beliefs.
Yes. So someone who doesn't involve themselves in so much work during the day. They don't need so much carbohydrates. And they need to take very good proteins and very good vitamins and very little carbohydrates. Yes, because as I said, people believe that carbohydrates give us energy, but let me tell you, our body has a lot of fats. And these fats, when you give them time to give us energy, they produce something called ketone bodies. And the ketone bodies give us the best energy. When now you give your body that chance to use the fats as a source of energy, you'll feel stronger than when you feel when you eat ugali and the githeri. Yeah, and the githeri, by the way, is just full carbohydrates because it's the maize and the beans.
Maize and beans and
waru.
What?
Yes.
Oh God. All right, all right. So let me ask, let's go back to the dieting, right? Is it okay for me, how heavy is a heavy meal? When somebody says, I want to have a heavy meal, what should that look like?
So there's a heavy meal that is nutritious and there's a heavy meal that is unhealthy. So if you say you want to have a heavy meal and you have a whole bowl of ugali for yourself and very little mboga and little beef, so for you this heavy is the ugali.
Yeah.
That is a heavy meal.
Heaviness is measured in ugali.
Heaviness is measured in ugali. But for me, a heavy meal is a meal that is rich in proteins and is rich in vitamins. Yes. And vitamins here, I mean vegetables, not fruits. Yes. Green leafy vegetables like spinach, broccoli, the managus.
Mbona hamwekangi skuma kwa hiyo list?
Hata skuma. Ni vile now skuma is good, but there are people who complain of acidity. You know, skuma is so high in acidity. Yeah, so when you take skuma and you feel your body is high in acidity, you avoid such like skuma. But the best way of avoiding acidity is fasting. Allow your digestion process to take place. Yes. Don't just eat after every 2 hours. You will realize with time that acidity will go down, because now that acidity really comes up when the small intestine is overworked. Now the walls are corroding. The acidity levels get high. The pancreas now gets tired of releasing the bicarbonate to neutralize the acidity levels in the small intestine. Yes.
Okay. So now we've talked about someone overeating. Is there I don't have the right word for it, but let me call it undereating. Are there dangers when you don't eat enough?
Yes. There are dangers when you don't eat enough because you don't get enough nutrients in your body. The body needs nutrients, yes, for growth, for development, for maintenance. But the moment you don't eat enough, you get malnourished because you don't get enough nutrients. And you can also fail to get enough nutrients, but you eat enough. Reason being, you don't allow the digestion process to take place. So the body doesn't digest the food and absorbs the nutrients that you consumed. So you still end up being nutrient deficient. Yeah. So there are people who take supplements. They say they are nutrient deficient, but they've not gone to the doctor to check if they need the supplements. Because these nutrients that we lack, they're all available in the foods that we consume. So with enough a balanced diet, we take different types of foods and we allow this digestion process to take place, we'll get the nutrients. Yeah, especially for babies, you'll find babies suffering from things like kwashiorkor, marasmus, because they're nutrient deficient. The parents give them in balanced diet. Mostly they end up just taking carbohydrates, the ujis. Baby wakes up in the morning, uji, lunchtime ugali. They don't focus on other foods, then this baby now become deficient. Yeah.
How do we, asking for our ladies out here, what's the easiest way? I know there's no easy way. What's the easiest way to finish the mini
belly fat?
Yeah, belly fat.
Or
pot belly or whatever they call it.
One, it's something that I've talked about, is the insulin resistance. Yeah. Because the moment our sugar levels are always up, the glucose end up being stored in our bodies as fats. So our diet will definitely help us deal with the belly fats. I think you have known me for some time. And I have 3 kids. I'm married, I have 3 children, and I'm someone, when I get babies, I add so much weight. And it's not just about getting babies. Maybe at some point I'll tell you what motivates me. You might think that my profession motivates me, but it's not my profession. Yes, I'm in this profession, I know the benefits, but there are other things that motivates me. So the diet And also just being active. Exercise is very, very key. Yeah, it helps us burn the fats.
Before you even continue, hapo kwa exercise,
Yeah.
turudi kwa ile statement tulisema kwanza, I walk to work. Doesn't that count?
I work?
If someone says they walk to the office or they go shopping and they go to Mudurwa, so they walk a lot, doesn't that count?
Yes, walking is an exercise, but how long is the walk? How much calorie do you burn? And you know, you will say I walk to work, but for me, I feel exercise is something I have to invest my time in. Yeah, I don't want to do it because I want to achieve another goal. I want to do it because I want to achieve this other goal. So I have to create time for it. Even if I say I want to have an hour a day or 45 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day of just exercising. So if it's walking, I'm walking because I'm exercising. I'm not walking because I'm going to the office. Yes, because it also starts with the mind. Your mind is focused somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
So just create time. If it's walking, you want to walk. Do it because you are doing it because you are exercising, not because you are going to the office or going to the market. That then will mean your body, you'll be motivated to do it every day, and you'll move from this walking now to running because you can't run to the office. Yeah, you'll say, I normally walk 30 minutes a day. I've done this for 1 month and I feel good in my body. Maybe if I do something extra, can I run? How will I feel? And how the body will respond to it will motivate you to do more. So now today I ran 20 minutes, the next week let me try 40 minutes. How will because now the body now will also adjust. Yes, the more you do it, the more your body adjusts to it, and the more you embrace it, and the more you'll see the changes in your body, you'll keep being motivated to do it more and move from one step to the other. Yes.
So let's go back to what you had touched on what motivates you. As you have mentioned, and I am a witness, I know your kids. Yes, you have 3 children, but you've still maintained such a good body. There are people who could be watching you and they're like, hey, niko na moja lakini mwili yangu venye inakaa venye inataka. Is there hope for such people? Using your own source of inspiration, can you inspire someone?
Yes, I can inspire someone. If you see me, you might think I'm someone who was born with a lean body or with a small body. No, I'm someone who struggled with weight issues from primary, high school. I think at some point I even had self-esteem issues. Yeah, I remember one time in high school I wanted to join a music group. Then I went for auditions and my teacher told me, we don't accept fat girls here. And that thing really killed me. I used to be someone who used to love singing, dancing, but because of my body, I would always be put aside. Yeah, be sidelined. I go for games. I'm told, no, in this particular game, we don't need fat people. I'm a fourth born in my family, and my other siblings are very small, but here I am. I was the big one. My mom was very small. I was the big, so everywhere I would go, and my mom introduced me. This is my small daughter. My daughter, and people are like, not your sister. And then I was barely 15 years, 16 years, yeah. So when I got into campus and started doing nutrition, I started to learn more about health. When I was gaining all this weight at that age, I didn't know it was because of my lifestyle. Yeah, it was, but generally it was because of my lifestyle. I used to take a lot of sugar when I was in high school. My dad was director of the Kenya Sugar Board. So for us in our home, sugar, we never used to buy sugar. We had sacks of sugar in the store, and we would take it wherever. When I go to school, I would carry sacks of sugar to school. Yeah, and so when I got into campus, I started learning about health, what I need to do about myself, and this happened until when I got married. God connected me to a man who was so passionate about health and fitness, and we kept on learning each and every day. So when I got babies, I regained this weight back that I'd lost. So I grew big, and my husband would always motivate me. He'd always tell me, you know what to do. Yeah, you don't feel about it. We'll deal with it when the baby comes out. And the moment the baby comes out, I would go back to my fitness. I would go back to my healthy eating. I would still work out, breastfeed, eat healthy, breastfeed, and my kids are very healthy. I remember one time I went to the gym when my last born was just 3 months, and I was so big, and my gym mates were always used to the small me, and everyone was looking at me like, is this the same Leah we know? And everyone was questioning me, and I felt like, God, I think this time I'm done. I'm not getting back there. But imagine I'm here. I've lost almost 15 kgs since I got my third born.
Why?
Yes. Yeah. And it's just basically, I don't do much. I just eat healthy and work out at least 3 times a week, and work out at least 1 hour per session. I don't do anything extraordinary. Yeah.
So if those who, but I believe that their workout sessions are different for those who have delivered, for the new mothers, or yes, for the new mothers. Once they deliver, the extent of workouts or their dieting is not the same as someone like me who just wants to get fit. Right?
Yes.
So what are some of the things they can do at home in case they're listening?
We have so many workouts available on YouTube. They can just Google simple workouts on YouTube. They start small, and as they do it slowly, their body will heal. And the moment the body heals, now they can get into the intense workouts. We have so many workouts available online that they can do at home. They can do the small walks. Just when the baby is asleep, just leave. That's what I used to do. I would leave my baby sleeping until I leave with my phone. I just have my waistband, have my phone with me until my help. If the baby wakes up, just let me know. I go for my run. Yeah. And because I used to work out when I was pregnant, for me running was so easy. Yeah. So I would do my 30 minutes run in the morning and just get back home. And with time, I think by the time my baby was turning 6 months, I was completely healed, and because I love weightlifting a lot. I love weightlifting. So after my baby was 6 months, I decided to go back to the gym and just work out for 1 hour, 3 times a week.
And it's doing you amazing.
It's so amazing. It's not just about losing weight, by the way. Exercise is not about losing weight. It has so many health benefits. It improves your sleeping mode. It helps you maybe also prevent these chronic diseases. You just have to look at the future, not just now. Yeah. Someone would say, I want to work out so that I can lose weight. Then you go there, you work out, lose weight. Then what happens? You get back to your sedentary lifestyle because your goal was to lose weight. Workout is never about weight loss. It's just a discipline that we need to have in us. Yes.
So let's talk. Now let me get personal with myself. Food, and by food I mean what we call junk. You've said don't eat like 2 hours. Give yourself time, right? From this meal to the next, at least give yourself time so that your body can work on the food you've just eaten. Let it be digested. Let it produce energy and all that. So I didn't eat anything from. I slept. I didn't eat anything. Then at around 2 p.m. I decided to have some chicken from one of the chicken outlets we have in the country, and it's junk, chicken and maybe some fries, and then I sleep. Will it have any effect on me?
Yes, that's it's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy.
And protein.
Yes, it's carbohydrate and protein. But how was the chicken made? In saturated fats. This seed oils, these vegetable fats really kill our bodies. Yes. So this chicken was I believe maybe it was deep fried. It was deep fried in. So what you'll be consuming there is not the chicken. It's the fat. Yes, the vegetable oil that was used to prepare this chicken. The waru was okay until it was made to fries. Yes, it was deep fried. So it becomes so unhealthy to you because of the seed oil that you are consuming in it. And also to let you know that the potato that we use to make the fries is a simple carbohydrate and not a complex carbohydrate. So it's digested so fast. So for the complex carbohydrates, you'll go for nduma and the sweet potatoes. Those are complex carbohydrates as compared to the rice, the waru. Those are simple carbohydrates. So I'll advise someone to take more of complex carbohydrates because you'll get more full, and you'll take it in small quantity. I believe if you take fries, you'll take a whole plate of fries and you'll still not feel full.
True.
Word. So the calorie will be so high, and it's not good for your body. Yes.
So it's better we stick to the complex carbohydrates.
Yes, complex carbohydrates. If you're doing the chicken, go for boiled chicken. Go for boiled chicken, and if it has to be fried. Then don't fry it in the vegetable oils. You can do your shallow frying maybe using a coconut oil. Yeah, just shallow fry in coconut oil and it will be good to go.
So no more chicken. Okay. I
No
need the Lord to help me with that one. I need the Lord to help you with that one. So let's talk about some unhealthy practices that maybe you have seen people do and they do not know it's actually unhealthy. One that I've heard you say is breakfast, eating in the morning. But what if I slept hungry? Is it okay if I eat in the morning?
Yeah, breakfast is okay. The problem is, what do you eat that morning?
Okay.
Yes, what do you eat when you wake up? Basically, just tell me as Chiba, when you want to take breakfast, what do you take?
Of course, chai mkate.
Definitely.
Ama mandazi.
Yes. Ama sausage.
Yeah.
Yes. Ama chapati.
Most
Yeah. So the 90% of foods we consume in the morning are bad foods. Yeah, it's the cornflakes, the chapati, the mandazi, chai with sugar, the bread has butter, it has jam. So all this in the morning, we realize we take bad foods in the morning. So yes, you can sleep hungry. You didn't take dinner and you need to take breakfast. Very good. But what do you take that morning? Why can't you just wake up and make your boiled eggs? Make your scrambled eggs in the morning. Maybe you made some broccoli, carrots at night, you add some avocados, you add. This is a very healthy breakfast with a piece of nduma, a piece of sweet potato. That is a very healthy breakfast. As compared to waking up in the morning, because bread is a quick fix, you just take a piece of bread and walk out. And people also believe, by the way, that healthy eating is expensive.
I was going there. You have read my mind. Whether that's the question I was to ask. What would you say to those who believe, or the myth that only the rich can eat healthy?
And let me tell you, the reverse is true.
Wow.
That only the poor, or even the poor, can eat healthy, because eating healthy is very cheap. How much do we buy bread these days? 50, that is small bread, that I believe for someone who loves bread, they'll eat almost 6 slices, because you know it's also a simple carbohydrate. You need to consume a lot of it.
I eat 6 slices.
You eat 6 slices of bread. But when you replace this bread with a piece of nduma, you'll take a very small piece of nduma. You'll go to the market and buy nduma for 100 shillings. This nduma for 100 shillings, you can eat it 4-5 times.
Yeah.
Because it's so big and it's a complex carbohydrate, you need to eat it in a very small portion and you'll feel full. As compared to bread, that is a simple carbohydrate, that you need to eat so big amount of it for you to feel full. Yes. And if I take tea and I don't add sugar, or if I don't take tea, when I wake up in the morning and just decide to take my black coffee, I take a very small very little granules of black sugarless coffee. I don't need to buy sugar to add to my coffee, or I don't need to buy honey to add to my coffee. I don't need to buy milk to add to my coffee. That is already a cost that is cut. Yes. If I decide to skip breakfast,
cost
cut. Yes. And then for lunch, I decide to take my small piece of meat and small piece of spinach for 10 shillings, 10 shillings, 20 shillings. With 50 shillings, I already have my lunch.
You're good to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go. So I say I take 2 meals a day. I take my lunch and I take my dinner. And in between, maybe I would say I take, mostly I would say I take water or black coffee, or maybe a piece of fruit if I need it. Yes. So at the end of the day, my meal will not cost me 150 shillings. As compared to when I want to eat 3 chapatis. Nowadays chapati is 40 shillings.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh. I want to eat 3 chapatis. I want to eat fries. How much is fries and chicken?
Yeah.
So living healthy is very, very cheap. I go to Githurai market or Marikiti market, you do a bulk shopping.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you go to the supermarket and 90% of your shopping is food, then you're doing the wrong thing, because our food are available in the market and not in the supermarket. Whatever we have, most of the foods that we have in the supermarket is not what our body needs. What our body needs is available in Marikiti, it's available in Githurai, all these markets. And with 1,000 shillings, I'm able to buy food that is enough to take me through the week.
Wow.
And still maybe another week. So, yeah.
All right. I am let me assure you something. You're coming back again, because I've realized there's a whole misconception that we really need to debunk, especially when it comes to, all right, share with us some of the remedies. If somebody is already deep into unhealthy eating habits, how can we start to backtrack? Because I believe it's not something that you can just wake up today and say, no more chicken for me. So how can you start backtracking, and what are some of the remedies that we have?
So one, it starts with us. It starts with you as a person. I can come and speak to you as a nutritionist, or come and speak to you as a friend that you need to change your lifestyle, and it won't make any difference because it's not something that you started in you. So it's you to make up your mind that this is what I want, and I have decided that I want to do it. And you pick it up from there. Then you start slowly. You start first by doing away with the foodstuffs that you have in your house. Yes. And you say, now next time I have all these bottles of soda. The moment they're done, I'm not buying soda again. Trust me, you will not take that soda. The moment you decide that I will not take it, you will not take it. As compared to when I come to you and tell you, Chiba, you know soda is not good for you.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So there's that. And also just about workout. It's just you to decide that I want to do it. Then you start slowly. And then now, after you've started, now you start now getting that knowledge, because now you also need knowledge. You can't just do it without the knowledge. So maybe you need someone to help you. You need to do your own research and find the best way of doing it. Yeah, because maybe you can decide to do it, but you don't know how to go about it. Yes. So decide as a person, trust God, pray about it, and pick it up from there. There's something that I decided to do this year that I never thought that I could do, is showering with cold water. And I just decided I want to shower with cold water. And because no one told me to do it, I decided to do it. And trust me, I've been showering with cold water, and that is something that I never knew I could do. I shower with cold water. Even if it's raining, I shower with cold water, because I know cold water is good for me. But I've been showering with warm water because I feel good when I shower with warm water.
Why is cold water good? What?
So let me ask you, generation back, maybe if you just go generation back, do you want to tell me they had the water heaters?
No, they didn't.
Did they have Homer?
Nothing.
It never used to rain.
It used to rain.
Yes, it's just a belief that we have. What's so different about us that is not different about them? They used to shower with cold water. They never used to take these junks. They never used to take these sodas. We never had those diseases like cancer, high blood pressure. We never had. I don't know if the ladies never even ever gave birth through CS.
Of course, no.
Yes.
Okay. No more questions. Just give us your parting shots, because now I think part 2 coming, guys. Part 2. Give us your parting shots.
So my parting shot this morning, I will just tell us that if we don't take food as medicine, then we eventually end up taking medicine as our food.
Okay.
Yes.
Woo. Thank you very much. That goes to my status. If we don't take food as medicine, then we will end up taking medicine as food.
And even as I close, I would just want to let us understand the food that we have so many people who have chronic conditions. They have high blood pressure, the cancers, but you would understand these people really know their drugs. Dawa ikibadilishwa, they know, but they don't know what the disease is all about. What causes this disease? How can I reverse this disease? They believe the drug treats the disease, but I would want to tell you that the drug treats the symptoms and controls the symptoms. But if you want to treat the disease and reverse the disease, go back to your kitchen.
Guys, let's go back to the kitchen, guys. Let's go back to the kitchen. Well, thank you very much, Leah.
Thank you.
What I know and what I'm certain about is that we are having a second meeting, because there's so much more that we need to unearth when it comes to this particular topic on nutrition and dietetics. Yeah. Thank you very much. Personally, I've learned a lot, and you've debunked a lot that I thought I knew. I know nothing. I know nothing, guys. That's all the time we had for today. This has been EBN TV Morning Live. Thank you very much, Leah Adams, for your time and for your words of wisdom. We'll take them into consideration. So, Christian or not, we are all required to take care of these bodies that we have been given by God. That is all the time we had for. Until next time, my name is Consolata Chivalonza, and God bless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.